Hey everyone, my name is Connie Rose. I am a platinum leader with Solex, and I want to share with you some really cool hacks I have learned. Really, God has just downloaded them to me about the things we could do with our software, specifically with inner voice and the frequency waveforms. So I'm going to tell you a little story. So if you're watching this video, either you're part of Solex and you're using our software and you might hear something new, or you might have just had a complimentary inner voice session with me or somebody else inside of Solex. And this could be a little review for you and a way to optimize what you just were given, this most precious gift of this recordings that you have, and a link for this software. Or you could just have stumbled upon this video and you might be interested in learning more. And if that's the case, reach out to me. My website is ConnieRoseUp.com, and I'd be glad to give you a complimentary session so that you could have this gift for yourself. So I've been using the software for about 5 years. And it has been just this most incredible gift for me. Just a real quick synopsis. When I found this software, my dear friend called me and said she knew I was not doing well. My 18-year-old son, who was my only child at the time, um, um, I had lost a baby girl before he was born, and then Nicholas was born. And when he was 18 and a half, he had a massive heart attack and went to heaven. And long story short, I ended up in a wheelchair. I could not walk, and because I didn't want to move forward. And this software came into my life, and the inner voice helped heal my emotional body, which in turn healed my physical body. And I went from a wheelchair to a walker to a cane to walking out of that situation. Um, so this software has literally saved my life. And recently, I'm 53 years old, and I never had dealt with anxiety before. And so I knew this is part of my daily routine is listening to my inner voice music because it makes such a difference for me. And I was struggling with anxiety, and I never had had anxiety before this situation in my personal life that happened a few months ago. And so I was using the inner voice music, and it was helping for sure. And in my prayer time, God just downloaded some things, and it has made such a profound difference. I'm re-recording some things, and because I want people to know this information. So these are some hacks that I discovered. And you might already know them. Maybe I'm just new to the party. And but I'm going to share with you. So when I talk to people about the software, it's literally as easy as just hitting the play button down here, and you'll hear the music, right? And there's other things that are going on. And what you need to know is over here, when you turn this music down, you'll just hear the waveform. And what I learned was the sine waveform is really great for addressing anxiety. So I started listening to just the music without the melody over here, right? That going down. I was just listening to music over here, just with the sine waveform. And I'm going to tell you, I had some relief with my anxiety just by listening to these waveforms, right? And because these are the right music for me. So each of these tones is over 2,000 frequencies just for me. This is my music from this morning. And so this is what I needed, right? Well, so the first little hack, number one, is just listen to it with the waveform and use Sine if you're struggling with anxiety. That's number one. Number two, I know that the vagus nerve makes such a difference in the body, especially in dealing with the nervous system. So I thought, well, what if I would hum these notes? Because I could match the pitch. My background is I did teach piano and voice for like 25 years. So I do have a music background. And so it was like, well, I could hum, anybody could hum, right? And so you just match the pitch and you hum, and humming stimulates the vagus nerve, which also helps more. So let's just do that. We're just going to do it for these 4 cycles here. Next one is when it's red. And you can do it in a different octave. If that's not your singing voice, you could go down and do it lower. So you can do whatever octave is most comfortable for you. That's hack number two. Let me tell you about hack number three. So I started humming. That was the next step. And then I have also been meditating. And I thought, oh, I could use some of those sacred sounds because it also showed that it helps with, regulating the emotional body. So you might want to use um, a sacred sound like Om, right? Like, or whatever fits your spiritual background. So it doesn't, there's no wrong way to do this. Or, like I said, if Om is not for you, you might want to do something if you have a Christian background. Like you could sing Amen. Or any kind of short little prayer. Come, Lord Jesus, come, Holy Spirit. Or even a little sing. Let go, let God, let go, let God. Those are just little reminders, right? Notice, wow, that also helped. That's hack number three. Then, so I'm an NLP coach and master trainer. It's all about our words create our world. So I thought, okay, well, if humming worked and the chanting worked, what if I tried saying affirmations? So I have a GPT, if anyone's interested. It's called MindSync Affirmation Creator. You have to have a pro version of Chat GPT, but I sell those. And my GPT Affirmation Creator is for part of our software called MindSync. And you can also use it though just to generate affirmations. And these affirmations are rooted in NLP principles, neuro linguistic programming, which is the art and the science of the unconscious mind. So a lot of times our emotions are there's a root of in our unconscious mind. So that's why I really like this GPT that I created because it incorporates the NLP science. And then I also infused it with, of course, energy, and it uses chakra statements. So it incorporates that as well. So these are very, very powerful affirmations. And yes, you could use them for the MindSync part of our software, and you can also sing them in your inner voice. So here's some that I created for, I just typed in the word anxiety relief, and then it gave me these beautiful NLP-based, energy-based affirmations. So I'm just going to sing those. I am calm, centered, and grounded in the present moment. I do nurture my nervous system with a calm, compassionate presence. I love knowing peace is always available to me now. I speak words of comfort, calm, and healing to myself. I speak calm waves of light flowing through my body. I understand that I have the power to shift my inner world at any moment. I remember who I truly am, whole, grounded, and deeply loved. And really, you could say any words, right? Those are just the words that are most powerful for me because I have these resources available. So let me know if you're interested in those. And then, so those are the four hacks. Was the first one was play the wave. Then you add humming. Then, if you want, you can start chanting and use prayer. And then the fourth one was affirmations because our words are so powerful. So I actually recorded this earlier and there was some problems with the sound. And so during the time I recorded it earlier today and now some more downloads came on because I created this chart and that has the different waveforms with the different benefits. And I thought, well, if this could work for anxiety, like let's just think about what else it could do. So the sine wave, just so you know, it's not just for anxiety. You know, they're so smooth and calming. They help regulate your nervous system for sleep, too, meditation, emotional release. So if you have this music and you'd like to play it at sleep at nighttime, sine wave is the best one to use, right? Now, so did you know that different frequency forms support different emotional needs? So let's listen to the triangle for a second. Triangle waves offer gentle stimulation and help you feel grounded during emotional transition. So if it's kind of a busy day and you got a lot going on and you just need to feel grounded again, play your inner voice music and use the triangle wave. Now, one thing I before this about the square wave is that square waves help your body produce more stem cells. So if you're working on healing something and need more stem cells, use the square wave. And that's the one I have been using, and that helped my body heal. However, what I learned was that square waves bring sharp focus and alertness. So they're great for boosting clarity and energy, and really also helpful with if somebody's dealing with ADHD. So those square waves, and again, you could do the same thing. You could just listen to the wave, you could hum, you can chant, or you could use affirmations depending on what your goal is. Then our last option here is sawtooth. Now, sawtooth waves, they go deep. They break up stuck energy and reignite motivation. So if you're like procrastinating on something and need to get something done, put that sawtooth wave on. Sawtooth waves also help relieve depression. So those are the different, I'm going to go back to the slide because it's just so peaceful. So this is frequency medicine in motion. So when you match the energy with the right waveform, healing happens faster. So if you want to hear what your voice sounds like in healing music, you could go to ConnieRoseUp.com and request a complimentary inner voice session. And I'd be happy to do that with you so that you have your very own. Now, what I will also tell you, I'm going to show you a couple things. So when you hit play down here, all four of these frequencies pop up. Now, based on your report, so I'm going to just scroll down and show you mine. This is me being vulnerable and here authentic. So the first three reports deal with what's going on in the conscious mind. So as you might not be surprised, grief, I had grief, anxiety, and nervous exhaustion. And that was the C, supportive note, in red. Then the second one was rigid, perfectionism, and nervous exhaustion. So if you know me, like this wouldn't surprise you either. The third one was stress, anxiety again, and inability to accept the new. And just so you know, I'm learning some new software stuff. So apparently that showed up in my voice today. And then the last one is the unconscious one. And so my unconscious mind is has love that's out of balance, dogmatism, and lack of feeling. So let's say I just wanted to focus on anxiety, and I know two of them specifically was saying, yeah, there's some anxiety to deal with. So if I didn't want to rotate through all four of these, what I can do is so the first one and the third one is the ones that had anxiety specifically. I could turn these off. They're like toggle switches, like off and on. So it would just rotate between C and F sharp. So you'll see them and it'll turn green. It'll skip over the yellow because I turned that one off. So if I was focusing on something, so those are the ones that are dealing with that. But let's say I'm dealing with, grief comes and goes. I will never get over not having my precious son with me in physical form. He's with me in my heart, and it's not the same because I can't hug him and I miss him. And so if I was just dealing with grief, what I could do is I would just deal with this one right here and just until I felt that peace back into my heart, that emotional balance. And just so you know what these other little boxes are for, this is how fast the pattern that the frequency waveform is going. So if I wanted it like a heartbeat, I could go every beat, or if I wanted a little pattern here, or let's say I just wanted a constant, and I could just do a constant. Now the default is 369. So that's the one that I typically use. Now there's different music, right? So I like the piano because like I told you, I was a piano teacher for a while. And these classic songs are beautiful. Now, what Lauren says is that these ambient ones are like an energetic melatonin. It will help you relax. And if you were going to go to sleep, so you could click on one of these ambient songs and listen to that as well. It takes a minute to get that music going. You can barely hear it. It's very calming. And these are the volumes for each of those. Now, we also have some upbeat music. So, what Lauren says about that is these are like energetic cups of coffee. So, if you're in the morning and you just like can't get going, you could select one of the upbeat songs to help. That's what that box is for. And then over here, this is the octave that it's on. So, I'm going to pick a square wave so you can get a little bit more. So, a lower octave, like octave 2 on the piano, it's very low and it's slower. It doesn't really make a difference. Now, the higher you go, like on the 6th octave, you can hear it's a higher pitch and it's faster. The default is 4. And that's what I was telling you when you were humming. You can really choose whatever octave you want to sing it at because you're getting that frequency form. So those are the little hacks I have with inner voice. So I hope that this will take your inner voice experience to a whole other level and get even better results. So thank you for spending this time with me. It is truly my joy and honor.